How's it going, friends? Today is going to be your update for basically June and July in the marketing world, mainly across Facebook and TikTok. There's a fair bit on Facebook that have they've released a couple of new features that you might use. You might be interested to note on my TikTok recently. I wouldn't say this is a huge data set, but a number of people let me know exactly what they use Facebook for. And the least amount of people used Facebook to scroll the feed and keep up with friends and whatnot. Majority of them use Facebook for groups and for Facebook Messenger, which when you think about it, maybe not as a business owner, but as for personal use, makes a lot of sense, whether it be Facebook buy and sell groups or whatever you're a part of. And one of the features I'm going to talk about today is actually within Facebook groups itself. So let's jump straight into it. Let me just minimize my music here. Before I jump into the group side of things really quickly, MetaAk Facebook let us know and sent us an email out this morning that they've released a new functionality called Meta Pro Team, which is apparently this wonderful new support. And I must be honest with you, I feel like they've just kind of recategorized what they already offer. It's kind of like a new spin on the whole thing. And the reason I say that is you might have got this email as well if you already have a business manager with Facebook. As you go down, there's these three kind of new options here. You've got Meta Marketing Pro, which we already understand is the Facebook marketing quote unquote experts. And unfortunately, I do use that term very loosely. But that's essentially what that is. You'll connect with a Facebook marketing expert to get some recommendations onto your current Facebook advertising campaigns. Then we've got a Meta Technical Pro, which is someone who I haven't used them yet, but it seems like what they really help out with is kind of the technician level details of Facebook, which seems like a one-time setup kind of thing, whether it be, as it says here, setting up pixels or a product catalog or connecting catalogs and so on and so forth. Conversion API might be a big one for a lot of people. Hopefully it works out well, but I must be honest, I haven't used that function yet. And then what really everyone wants, which it seems like they haven't actually given, is Meta Support Pro, which is get live help, troubleshooting policy billing, ad account and more. So troubleshooting policy, ad account and more. You would think that this, and we assume this has something to do with getting ad accounts unbanned, unrestricted, so on and so forth. But unfortunately, this just goes through to a option that has already been there, which is contacting advertising support. And you can start a chat and it might work out, it might not. But not relatively new. There's no massive new features in here other than perhaps Meta Technical Pro. So I think they've done this a few times where they've kind of re-released how they give support to advertisers and brands themselves, which I think is, it's good. It's a move in the right direction. Anyway, it's there. You might have already got the email. Now let's move to some group stuff. So there's a really cool article here by TechCrunch. Facebook Groups gains new channels to feature enable users to connect and focus settings. Now, you have to have a certain type of Facebook groups, but now it'll include channels. Now, I'm not sure if this is rolled out for all Facebook groups of this particular style of group. I think it's a community group, but you'll have these really interesting channels like audio only, which is similar to Discord, if anyone's familiar with that audio-only platform. And it's a really cool place to kind of jump in. I would use it. We use something similar with our TikTok Hub membership, except we switch our video on, but that can actually be used as an audio-only channel. This essentially just allows you to jump right in, as you can see here, and jump straight into an audio chat where other people might be talking at the same time, similar to Clubhouse, if anyone's used that way back in the day. But where's Clubhouse now? So that's a really cool feature. We don't have that particular one in our TikTok Hub membership, but now that we're talking about group features, I'm assuming that most of you might have toyed with the idea or currently have a Facebook group, and I just want to make you aware of some features that you might use. So we go into add features and we go see all. We've got recommendations, events, stuff we already know. Q&A is a really interesting feature where if you need to ask your community a question, it really illuminates how big it is and how much real estate this post takes up on the user's mobile device. So keep that in mind if you ever need to ask people a question. Live videos we've always had. There's some really cool stuff like music sharing just to build community. One of the things that we're going to try out very soon is actually allowing our users to play games on Facebook within our group for the sake of, I like games, so why wouldn't we? And also rooms. We use these Facebook rooms for the small group calls that we do every week with the TikTok Hub membership and the Facebook Hacker membership. And essentially it's basically Zoom, but it's built into the Facebook group. So people don't have to go and download or join another application, which makes the seamlessness and user experience a lot more friendlier. So definitely look at that one. You don't have to turn your video cameras on, but I like to connect with people, so I prefer that. But you don't have to turn your video cameras on. It can just be basically an audio room. So it's a really awesome feature that I don't think a lot of people are actually using. So if you're trying to build a community, or perhaps you run a subscription model or a course or a membership or whatever it is, or you're just trying to nurture people in a group, that room offers a lot of opportunity for people to connect with you very seamlessly as well. Now, as of late with Facebook, there has been a few turbulent times. You know, they make updates to the dashboard, or they change something about the aesthetic of the actual ads manager, and some things bug out essentially. If you go to metastatus.com, you can see whether everything's running correctly. And they update this in real time, which is really handy. So if you find for whatever reason things aren't loading, or your stats aren't showing an ads manager, or wherever you think your ads manager or page or anything might be bugging out for some reason, go to metastatus.com and it'll give you a full breakdown as to if there's any known issues or if there's any bugs in the actual account itself. But anyway, my friends, that is your update for digital marketing for June, July. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll talk to you soon.